Neptune Planner is a comprehensive tidal navigation program for the PC. It is designed for tidal passage planning around the UK and the adjacent continental coastline. Even in areas without significant tides, Neptune remains a powerful tool for your navigation needs. The software calculates tidal streams, represented by coloured arrows. It also provides detailed tidal heights. By positioning the cursor over the grey diamonds and double-clicking, you can view high and low water times, daily tidal curves, and monthly predictions via the menu bar. Wind data is integrated at 1/4 degree intervals, shown by these red wind barb style of icons which visually indicate strength and direction. This data can be entered as a fixed value or imported via a downloaded GRIB forecast file. Using the inbuilt polar plot methods, sailors can determine their boat speed relative to the wind, which is then integrated directly into passage planning calculations. The true power of Neptune Planner lies in determining the best time to depart and the course to steer, accounting for the complex interplay between tides and wind. In this demonstration, we will walk through planning a passage and calculating the best time to depart. Before we begin, note that the coordinates of the cursor are displayed in latitude and longitude in degrees, minutes, decimal minutes in the top right corner of the screen. Only 2 degrees of decimal are shown, as this is a planning tool and is not designed to replace your plotter. Let's look at the interface controls. The side toolbar provides quick access to essential features. At the top of the screen is the classic Windows menu bar from which most functions are available. The buttons on the right of the screen handle most of the required functions. Under File we have Chart Selection, Route Management, Waypoint Management, and importing wind data from GRIB files. Under the Route button we can calculate a route's course to steer under tidal influences, and find the best time to depart to make use of the tidal effects using the Optimize button. We can also animate the results of a route calculation and perform waypoint management. We can set the time and date for our passage. Turn on and off various layers such as the wind and tidal streams in order to reduce screen clutter. It is important to note that turning off a layer's view does not remove it from being used in calculations. You can also configure certain aspects of the program. And the settings if you wish to connect GPS and AIS instruments. Chart view controls are quite simple. Panning the chart is achieved by pressing the left mouse button and moving the mouse. Or if you prefer to use a keyboard, use the letters U, D, L and R, or alternatively pressing the right, left, up and down arrow keys. Zooming is done either by rolling the mouse wheel in and out, or using the keyboard with the number keys. 1 through to 9 and 0. 1 represents the 10% chart view, and 0 represents 100% view. The keyboard I and O and the plus or minus keys also zoom in and out. There is also a Zoom to Rectangle function button under the Zoom option. With Zoom to Rectangle enabled from the Zoom menu, a rectangle can be drawn on the screen holding down the left mouse button and dragging across the area of interest. To change charts, either use the File, Chart File button or the File menu item. You can also use the right mouse button and a pop-up menu appears. This allows you to zoom out or in a chart to obtain more detail or less detail and view a larger area. If you have a sailing boat, it's helpful to select the Wind over Waypoint icon under the View menu. This draws an arrow for the wind direction and a triangle for your tacking angle, or no sail zone. It's a simple way to verify your route is sailable. To start a plan, we first set the time and date. Neptune is not limited to the current year. It calculates the orbital positions of the Moon and Earth to predict tidal data well into the future. We are actually going to plan for starting now, so I will press the Cancel button. Position the cursor at your start point. You can either hold Shift on the keyboard while left-clicking the mouse button to create the first waypoint, or right-click and select Add Route Point from the pop-up menu. and the next waypoint, and so on. When your route is complete, select the Route button and then press the Calculate button. The calculation dialog will appear. You can set many options here. For example, pressing the Wind button allows you to set boat speed based on wind, assuming you have edited the polar plot to represent your specific vessel. But for simplicity, we will exit that dialog and accept the default boat speed of 5 knots and just press the Calculate button. After the calculation, a results page appears. The results show the course to steer and time taken, the departure and arrival time, and the speed over ground for each leg. If desired, they can be copied to your clipboard to form the basis of a passage plan. After dismissing the results, your predicted course is displayed. The program calculates the course to steer by accounting for tides. It does this much like a manual calculation by finding the set and drift for each leg, then plotting the tidal offsets from the leg's starting position. The resulting course to steer is the vector between those tidal offsets and the final waypoint of the leg. The tidal offset vectors are shown as this red line from the start waypoint to the small circle, which denotes the end of the offsets. The course to steer construction is this red line from the end of those vectors to the leg's destination waypoint. It's a useful way to cross-check your own manual calculations. The green line marked with small circles every 30 minutes represents your predicted course over ground. By using the Animate button, the program virtually sails the predicted course. You can see the expected cross-track error as the route progresses. Note how the tidal streams change during the animation. If wind is displayed, it also helps you visually predict when to expect wind over tide conditions. To find the most efficient journey time, use the Optimize calculation. By selecting a departure window, the app calculates the course for every hour in that range. The results are displayed as a bar graph of departure time versus total passage time. When the results are on screen, move the cursor over the graph and right-click on the bar graph for the passage time that suits you, and the program will calculate the course to steer for that time. Also note the File menu includes a Copy Screen button. Use this to capture an image of your charted route and predicted course, and it can then be pasted directly into your passage planning document. You can find an outline passage plan document in Word format. Installed with the program, there is a shortcut to this installed in the program group, and it is also on your PC's desktop. Thank you for watching this introduction to Neptune Plus passage planning software. If you're using the demo version, full details can be found in the manual.